friends. Hope you are all having a great start to your week. Well, this is Barbara Fralinger, and I wanted to talk a little bit today about some tips and strategies for my fellow network marketing business owners out there. So I really find this to be information that I don't give out a lot. I mean, I only give it out to my specific team because I like to protect what I'm learning in the business school that I attend that's free for my team with my organization in my network marketing business. But a little bit of a background or a story about me. I have been in network marketing since 2013, and I started with Beachbody, and I had a wonderful experience there for 4 years. I was under the top earning coach, and she was fabulous, amazing. I loved everyone on our team. I was a 5-star Diamond Premier coach 2 years in a row. I made Success Club 10. I was a legend every single month that I was there. Every single month of every year. So, I did everything right that that we were taught to be successful, and I was very successful there. After a year and a half to 2 years, decided to leave my full-time job to do my business full-time, and I did that for 2 years. And I saw a leveling out occurring in my business, and I was working harder and harder because when I was there, I always had this problem of retaining good people and having duplication and finding people who were like I was. And I know that that's a common problem in our industry, is that people really struggle to attract good people who understand and want to build a business and have that time strength to stick it out and to go through the ups and the downs and to do the personal and professional development so that they can learn what they're doing wrong. And they have to have that mentality of, I'm going to fail 5 million times, but I'm going to get up 5,000,001 times, right? You just have to have that mentality. And I was always struggling. I mean, I had no trouble bringing people in, based on products or based on even when I would explain the business. But it was a different philosophy there. We led more with helping people get healthy and then explaining the business to them afterwards, kind of. And to me, I mean, it was fine. I built a good organization. However, it just didn't get me to that next level that I wanted to get to. And what I found was, it was very difficult. It was difficult for me to get people of influence, people who were business owners, people who were like I was. And I always had tried to partner with a gym. I had tried to partner with, people who had networks. And they would always tell me no. They would always say, no, I'm not doing that. That's a competition. They didn't see it the way that I saw it. And I always thought, what am I doing wrong? Why can't I get these amazing people who I know it would be so easy for them to just make this additional stream of income based on the network that they already had, right? So fast forward, my business actually started to go down a little bit, and I was doing everything possible and doing the same steps that I had always done, and I just didn't have that retention. And I started to kind of like level out, and I just knew I had to make a change, and I knew I had to do something different, and I knew I had to get people on board who had influence. So I started watching, and you guys, I went to every single event. I paid for external coaching on this. I did everything that I could do to try and find out, all right, what is it that I need to do to improve upon this and to get the right people into my organization. And, and basically I just lacked that business language so that I could attract the right people. And so I came across my mentor now. His name is Rick Guttman, and I just started watching him on social media because he started talking about this whole problem that I was having. And when I when I did that, I really just saw that he explained the industry in a way that would attract someone like me. And the people that he was talking with, if he was doing interviews, they were a lot like me. So I thought, he's able to do this. What is he doing? And then I found out he had this business school that he was leading with financial education. If you're not leading with financial education and network marketing, you will never get people of influence on board who have networks and who understand a commission-based structure and who understand that it's not a pyramid. Because that was one of the first things that Rick taught us, that, you're going to, the average person, you're going to like spend an hour or 2 hours just explaining to them how it's not a pyramid, right? But if you bring this business and you can do it with financial education to a person who's business minded and they see what this actually is, they will run with it and they'll see it, they'll go with it, they'll bring their networks, and that's how you do it. So it was a very difficult decision for me to leave my previous company because I was very emotionally attached to my business and I had built it, and I was scared. But I also knew that if I wanted to grow and if I wanted to go to the next level in the industry, that I needed to be in the best possible vehicle where I could do that, right? And that's why I wanted to tell everybody about it. I wanted to tell people because when I got into the business school and started to learn the language, right, of financial education, people can make money, systems create wealth, how network marketing is an invisible franchise model, how it's similar to, a McDonald's. You take your own product and then you share a little bit of your product with other people who are business minded, and then they get into a franchise, and then all of you leverage each other, right? So being able to have that concept, right, and explain that to my network was critical, because I was not able to do that. Ever since I have led with financial education and led with business, I brought in 3 gym owners. I brought in, I want to say 5 or 6 realtors. I have a couple of small business owners. And then I have a few people who are in leadership positions of organizations and companies. They're either in finance, they're in, I have a couple lawyers. I have people who understand that, and they're business minded in that they know that they have to run their own organization already, and they understand what that takes. So if you're out there and, and I completely 100% believed in what I did previously. I believed in helping people get healthy. I believed in, financially educating people, like, okay, I can help you get your product paid for so you can stay healthy and then you can spread the health with other people. I believed all that, and I do still, and I respect that model and that philosophy. However, when you reach a different point in your career with this, where you're working hard and it becomes your full-time income, you have to look at this from a business perspective and say, is this the best vehicle to get me where I need to go, right? Do I have the best mentorship and the best philosophy to get me where I need to go in this industry? Because if you're constantly doing, when I look back at all the things that I was doing, and I'm not knocking it because it worked for me, right? But I was only appealing to a small percentage of the population. And I was turning off a huge percentage of the population who could actually help me, but not knowing it, right? So by, going out there and doing my fitness videos and doing all of these things, and it was amazing, and I think that I did help a lot of people, and doing challenge groups and inviting and doing that, I know that I made an impact and I changed people's lives and I helped them get healthy, and that was perfect for what I wanted to do at the time. But I also knew that there were other people who were really blowing this business up in this organization, and I couldn't figure out why I wasn't, right? I mean, yes, I was successful and I made a full-time income, but I wanted to go to the next level, and I wanted to have people who were hungry like that, right? Who wanted to do that. And I didn't want to have to keep rebuilding my business, because it was constantly like, okay, I'm recruiting 10, 15 people a month into my organization, whether it's through, they just want to do product, or if they want to do the business, right? I'm recruiting all of these people into my business, but what is their mindset, right? What is their mindset? Are they more of an employee mentality where they could never envision themselves having their own business? Or are they a person of influence who understands business already? And if you break network marketing down, it's a business. And yes, anybody can do it if they have ambition, belief, and courage. But a lot of times, most people do not have those. So you're looking for a small percentage. So what I've been able to do is, in the last 18 months, I've personally brought in 37 people who meet that criteria: ambition, belief, and courage, right? They're all in different stages right now of their development in network marketing. Some of them have never done it. A few of them have maybe dabbled in different companies or whatever. But what's keeping them here, and has kept them engaged in the last 18 months, is the fact that they're learning and growing through our business school and leading with financial education. Okay, so they're doing Facebook Lives. They're doing events in person and online where they're explaining the business, and they're explaining the system and comparing network marketing to real estate, for example, and how one is building a cash flowing asset where the other is buying a cash flowing asset. So you're educating people on the difference between being a business owner with a 1099 mindset versus a W-2. You're showing the advantages and disadvantages of both, and you're educating people about how things really work and how they can move into that mindset if they're ambitious and they have an entrepreneurial tendency, right? And or people who are already small business owners, maybe they are the system, but they don't have the time. They're the system themselves, so they can't really leave. They might be making great money, but they could never leave their business for more than, a couple weeks at a time, right? So before, I never knew that was a pain point for a small business owner. I never thought to really go after, contractors, or to approach people who may have not even had anything to do with health and fitness, right? But they may have a pain point. And that's why I always say it doesn't matter what the product is. Yes, you want to be aligned with a company who has a stellar product and it's disruptive, which ours is in this company. It's nutraceuticals, it's supplementation, and what we have that's different is our absorption rate is 90% compared to what's typically on the market, which is 10 to 15%. So the fact that the company has done over 100 million in sales in the last 2 years, and it's a debt-free company, and the CEO has built 2 other billion-dollar companies prior to this one, I trusted that I was in a good vehicle and that I was in a phase of pre-momentum. So, and I didn't know all of this before, that, the timing of when you get involved in a company that's about to take off and versus coming in on the tail end of momentum, which was what I did before in my previous company. I didn't know any of that, right? But I think that if you're out there and you're struggling, and maybe you've just become, a part of a network marketing company that's been around for however many years. My thought process used to be, well, it's an established company, so why wouldn't I want to be part of that? Now I know it's going to be around. But now I look at it and I'm like, okay, now I understand why it was more difficult for me to come in and disrupt the market in a way, or bring something new to my network that's going to be long term. It's going to be a legacy company. Can you imagine if you got in Avon in the very beginning stages, or in Mary Kay, or in Isogenics, right? Can you imagine if you came in the beginning, what your life would look like now, right? So I never even made that association. So the fact that this whole thing has completely shifted my mindset, and FYI has also increased my retention and duplication in my organization to where I actually have a true team now, and it's not, just me doing most of the work and constantly recruiting and building sort of on sand. That is what this business is all about. It's about building something with a solid foundation so that eventually everybody can rise to the top and create this passive residual income over time. And that's what the industry is meant to do. It's meant to set you up like that. So if you're struggling right now and you don't have guidance, I can tell you that our business school takes you, and it's free for our team. We're the only one in our company actually that has it. And it teaches us all about this financial education and how to attract people of influence into your business and what to do and the language that you need to be using. So if you are struggling, then you should definitely reach out to me, because you want to make sure your efforts are going in the right direction. If you're not struggling, or if you're happy, or you're just doing it as a hobby and it doesn't really matter to you and you really are more product focused, then this wouldn't be for you, right? But if you're interested in creating wealth for the long term, to leave something for your family so that you can eventually, so you don't have to worry about retirement. If you're looking to, build this cash flowing asset for the long term, then this is for you. Okay. So, and learning how to do it the right way, because we don't just stop there in our business school. We're taught, after we make money in network marketing, how then to reinvest into other cash flowing assets. So the education doesn't stop, right? We're taught the best things to invest in, timing, market trends, all of these different things that most people don't know and that we're not taught in traditional schooling. We're not taught financial education in traditional schooling. So this is why a lot of people don't understand how big business really works. And when you have people like Grant Cardone, Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank, Richard Branson, Robert Kiyosaki, all of these big business owners and well-known, worldly millionaires and billionaires saying that network marketing, they back it, and they say that it is the greatest vehicle for wealth creation. So if they endorse it, and they are even doing it, Richard Branson, he's Virgin Records, he owns Pampered Chef. So obviously, they see what network marketing is. So if you just think, oh, it's just one of those pyramid schemes, then obviously you haven't been educated, right, about what it really is and how it really works. And if you're the network marketer who does see it, but is faced with people all the time that say, oh, well, that's just a pyramid and all that kind of stuff, you need to be able to fight back with that and actually give a response. And if you don't know how to give the response and explain it from a business perspective and from financial education, that's where you're going to get stuck. And that's where you're going to get frustrated. And that's why you're going to think, well, nobody wants to do this with me. And then you're just not going to be able to grow your organization. So if that's you and you're looking for the right language and you're looking for the right kinds of people to bring into your organization, but you don't know how to do it, then you should definitely message me and we can talk, because I can tell you more and I can add you to a group that I have, an informational group that gives you exactly the types of things that we learn. And I have little snippets from our business school with our mentor, and he teaches us live 3 to 4 nights a week in a private Facebook group. And we learn something different every single time. And that's what the glue that keeps our organization together. We have a 70 to 94% retention rate weekly in our organization, because people feel themselves learning and growing mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, financially, and with time strength. They learn how to stick things out, which is what you want in your organization, because long term, that's your wealth. Your wealth is in the retention, right? So hopefully this helped you guys. If you have any questions, please let me know. And if you could share this with your network, if you know people who may be into network marketing, and or who may be looking for an additional way to leverage the network they already have. If you're a realtor, if you are, I mean, that's the thing, realtors, you already have a network. All you need to do is now just leverage it in another way, and you have another source of income that's passive, taxed at the lowest percentage, debt-free business. You don't have to put any money down, like to where you're paying off this huge amount of credit or a bank loan or anything like that. It can be a debt-free business. So if you want to learn more, let me know, and have an amazing week, you guys, and I will talk to you soon.